Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Kingdoms. In today's episode, we are going to be taking on a big project, and I'm hoping to complete it in this episode. We have a giant hole in the ground. A very large hole in the ground. Wonder what this could be for. This is what we're going to be working on today. I spent some time between episodes digging all this out. It actually wasn't too bad. I basically just set up a beacon right here, and I was able to mine down. And it really didn't take me as long as I thought it was going to. But we've got a giant hole in the ground here. This goes down 30 blocks. And then there's another shaft that's 5 by 5 that goes down another 30 blocks. And this is going to be the site of the Kingdom's mob farm. And it's going to be amazing. And I think it's going to be super awesome. This is like the perfect mob farm for me, because it's meant for people like me who are not super technical and aren't good with redstone and all that other kind of stuff. So this is going to be kind of the perfect farm for that. Now, I have to give credit where credit is due. I sent a message to Nembon MC. If you're not familiar with Nembon, I believe he plays on the Psycraft server, but he's a very technical Minecraft player, and in fact, I would say one of the greatest minds in the technical Minecraft community. And I sent him a message and just said something along the lines of, "Hey Nembon, I'm looking for a mob farm design for my Kingdoms world, and I need it to do this, that, and the other thing, and I'm wondering if you had any suggestions." And I was just looking for him to kind of, point me towards an existing tutorial or something, but no, Nembon, being the awesome guy that Nembon is, he sends me a message back and says, "Oh yeah, no problem. Give me like an hour and I'll sketch something out for you." So he actually designed this farm specifically for Kingdoms, for this world, for me. And that was above and beyond what I was expecting. So huge thank you to Nembon. He also kind of explained how the whole thing works, and I think it's going to be really good. So essentially, let's start off by kind of doing a little bit. Oh, hey, come back, you. Oh, and actually, while I'm here, let's make some stone brick slabs, because I am going to need those. We're going to use slabs and several layers here. So let's just grab out a crafting bench. We'll put that right here. And let's make a bunch of these guys. Okay, so essentially the way that this farm works, it's pretty straightforward. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to put a dispenser facing up. And I think I have all the resources that I'm going to need to build this thing and a little bit extra. But basically, you're going to need, this is a really straightforward farm. There's a little bit of redstone, but if I can do it, you can do it. Let's put it that way. Redstone, as you guys know, is not at all my forte. So if I can do it, you guys can do it too, I'm sure. But anyway, we're going to go 3 blocks above this layer right here. And then we're going to put down a dispenser facing up. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll go out 7 in every direction. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. And then we're just basically going to turn that into a diamond. Okay? So pretty easy. And we're just, slabs up at the top half of the dispenser block. Nothing difficult so far, right? This is easy. This is the easy part. And this is actually the grindiest part. Well, not necessarily. You could technically build this whole farm above ground, and that's actually what I had initially intended to do. But I was looking at the structure in the creative testing world, and I'm like, man, it's going to be really hard to make this look good, because I have a plan, or a pran, as my friend Iskal would say. I have a plan to really incorporate this build into this kingdom. And we'll get to that probably next episode. We'll do that part of it. I don't think we'll be able to do all the aesthetic, make it look beautiful things today, but we'll be able to get the functional farm done. So here's this, right? We've got one layer dispenser facing up. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go up 1. Oh, I need to knock these out. There we go. We'll go up 1, 2, and put down another dispenser, right? And underneath this one, this is actually going to be kind of tricky. What I'm probably going to have to do... Oh, hey, you come back. What I'm probably going to have to do is knock out that block so I can stand down here. We're going to put an observer block facing down. Okay? Makes sense? I think that works. I think it makes sense. And then we can put this down, right? And then the next layer would just go up here. Like this, right? 6, 7. And we would essentially just do that until we have as many layers as you want. I think I'm going to have 10 layers in this farm. I'll see how much space I have. The initial farm was designed with 9, but I might be able to squeeze in another one because I was originally going to build it above ground, and now I've decided to build it underneath the ground instead. And that may hurt the efficiency of it a little bit because caves, I would have to light up more caves, but I have spent hours upon hours. I have probably spent 16 hours underground in this general area, just lighting up caves and mining for resources and stuff. I'm sure I missed a couple spawning spots here and there, but I think for the most part, we will be just fine. I think Nembon said this farm produces something like, I want to say it was like 7,000 drops per hour. And for a single player world, like that's plenty. That'll take care of my needs for sure. That'll work. What I told Nembon when I was looking for a farm design, what I told him that I needed was a farm that is super simple to make, basically redstone idiot proof, because I am, without a doubt, a redstone / technical Minecraft idiot. No argument there from me at all. So I needed a farm that was very simple to build, and I needed a farm that got creeper and skeleton drops. That's all I really wanted. Spiders, witches, that kind of stuff, added bonus, and this farm does do all the mobs except for Enderman. But the big thing was I just needed creeper drops, and I needed a very easy farm. I told him I don't need a farm that's like super ridiculously efficient. I don't need one of the massive farms that some people would build that are like 200,000 drops per hour or anything like insane like that. I just needed a farm where if I AFK overnight, I'll have enough gunpowder to last me, making rockets for a while. That's all I really needed. And this is well above that. 7,000 drops per hour, AFK overnight, this will be plenty. We're also going to put torches on these platforms while we're building it, because what's going to happen is there's going to be water buckets in here, and these will dispense, and when they do, they're going to break the torches. So I'm not worried about putting these torches down. Once we actually get the farm fired up and running, we'll be able to the torches will disappear. So anyway, I've got 2 layers in place now, and I need a whole bunch more. So let me get to that, and I'll be back with you. Alright guys, I am back, and I've got all the platforms in place. We ended up doing 8. I was originally going to do 9, but I want the whole thing to be underground so I can essentially cover... I don't want you to ever see inside this part of the farm, because let's be honest, it looks pretty terrible. So instead, I decided to just take one layer off of it. I don't think that's really going to hurt the efficiency too much, because the other thing is, assuming I got all the caves lit up, it'll actually be a little bit more efficient by moving it lower to the ground, because what I've learned from watching videos from people like Nembon is that mob spawning, Minecraft starts the attempts at the lower elevation levels, and then they work their way up. So the lower your mob farm is to bedrock, the more mobs are going to spawn there. So by moving this whole thing underground, I should actually get more efficiency, assuming I lit up enough caves within the radius. So anyway, we have all of these layers in place. I didn't put the water buckets in, but essentially how this works, if we just ender pearl up here, you can see we've basically got dispenser, and then it's being detected by a dropper. So when there's a water bucket in one and it fires, it'll fire a redstone signal, and basically what's going to end up happening is that every alternate layer will have water flowing. And then we'll attach a very simple repeater clock up at the very top, which will then cause it to rotate every so often. Now, what we need to do next is we need to get our killing chamber type deal in here. So let's start by breaking out this little area right here. We'll just get rid of it. Oh, did I? I should probably grab my project thing. Here we go. And let's actually grab all these shulker boxes. I have an ender chest for a reason, self. There we go. Okay, let's just take this stuff with us. And we'll just break out these guys. This is going to be essentially our killing method. We're just going to cause them to fall. It's about 30 blocks. They'll fall to their death, and that will be the end of them. All right, guys, I am back. I don't know how I followed this up, but somehow, I managed to make it going north instead of east, and I want it going east. East is towards the rest of the village. Ah, I am special sometimes. That's okay. So we're going to go like this, and then from here we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 maybe? Not a big fan of all this gravel here. I think that'll be okay, though. So, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's say 15 blocks is how far we'll go. And then we need some sort of a block here to run the hoppers into. But this will essentially give us our hopper chain. There we go. And then I need a whole bunch of carpets. I'm going to need more than that. Let's do a little over a stack. That should be plenty. And we're just going to cover these up with carpets, and that way no mobs can spawn on top of the hoppers, because that would be bad. There we go. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig a hole to the surface and basically see if there's anything here that would get in the way of an item elevator. So our item elevator is ultimately going to go here, and we're going to have some redstone on top of this, and then a layer up here to kind of block spawns and stuff. So let's do that first. Let's go here. We're going to grab a bunch of repeaters, and all we're going to do is basically make a big line of repeaters like this. And we're going to set them all to a 4-tick delay. Alright guys, I am back, and I've checked this whole thing. We will have to fill it in, obviously, but it seems like this will do. So now, let's get the framework for the item elevator in place, and I need a dropper that faces up like that. And then I've got a screenshot over here on the other side to help me figure this out. Let's just grab some stone brick, because that's not a block that you place, like, that's not a block that would generate naturally. Let's clear a little bit more space here. There we go. So we need a block here, here, and here. And then I need redstone dust, comparator, repeater. And we need our comparator to go... Oh, that's a repeater. There we go. We need this to come out facing that way. And it needs to be in that mode right there. And then we need redstone dust like this. And here. And, oh, and a repeater like, oh, like that, I believe. And set to 4 ticks. I think that's the whole thing, right? Yeah, okay. So, dropper, block, comparator and subtract mode, redstone dust here, repeater going this way, set to 4 ticks, and 1 piece of redstone dust back there. And then we just cover all of it up, like the whole entire thing. So we'll just do this, that, and then here is where the this is where the actual stuff would go. And right here, we wouldn't actually have the wool. We would have some sort of full block. But if I put an item in there, item ends up in here. Yep, it's going to start spitting them up. Good, good, good. That is what we want. That is exactly what we want. Now, question. If I come back here and I increase that, and I do this, it does the same thing, it's just a little faster. So maybe we do... No, let's set it to the full thing. I can always come back and fix it later if I need to. I think this will be fine. Okay, anyway, so I think we are good. Now I just need to fill this in and fill that in. All right, guys, I am back. So we've got, basically this is where our item elevator comes out, right here. And we'll do something with this. What I'm planning is to build a large structure around this. This is actually going to be the Colosseum. It's going to be, and so the floor of the Colosseum will be here. We'll have an arena around it, and then the area where you come to get mob drops, to actually get the drops, will be incorporated into the build as maybe like a preparation room, you know, like the whatever room where they would go to prepare for the fight, like a little storage room type thing. I think that'd be really cool. So we'll do something more complicated with this item elevator in a bit, but first we need to do a couple other things. So obviously the water streams need to get in there. That needs to happen. I need to go through and basically just remove all of these stone bricks right here and replace them with slabs. So let me get that done, and then I'll be back. Oh, and actually, you know what? While I'm at it, I should probably put in the water bucket so I don't have to go through this whole thing twice. Just a thought, self. Good job. You are amazing at this game. Okay, so let's go here. Put that down. Repeater like so, right? That all matches up? Yes, good. Okay, and then this top one does not get a water bucket, but the rest of them do. So that'll work. All right, let me get back to work. So next step is going to be to come down here and put in some signs. So let's do this. We'll just grab a couple of these guys, and we're just going to put signs around the edge of this. And what that's going to do, the water, the way that we put the water in here is going to cause it to come over the edge of these signs, which will help facilitate the whole mobs falling down process. You know what? It doesn't even matter. You're never going to see in here anyway. It's okay. It doesn't have to look perfect in here. There we go. And one more. Okay. So there's all the signs. Now, if we take some ice, you could use water buckets for this too, but I find ice is probably going to be a lot easier. And we just do this around the edges and then break it like so, which we can also do over here. You can see that the water flows out right over top of the signs, but stops there. See what I mean? And we'll just go around and break all of these guys. Let's see, just want to make sure I didn't break any of the wall. Doesn't look like it. Wall all looks in place. Water does flow all the way over here. Good, good, good. All right, so now I need an ender pearl so I can get up here and get out of here. All right, so that's all good. Now when we fire this thing up, which is basically all that we have left to do, it should work. And then we just need to cover it and light up the area around. So let's get some work done here. I'll be right back with you. All right, guys, I am back, and I accidentally dropped a shulker box down there. Hopefully, it'll pop up here in our item elevator in a little bit. We're going to make sure. Oh, there it is. Awesome. So this thing is totally working the way that we wanted to. That's great. Okay, let's grab some more carpets, because the other thing we need to do, there's going to be a top layer on top of this thing, but we need to make sure that no spiders or anything spawn up here. And spiders need a 2x2 area to spawn. So we can just kind of cover this up. We could cover it up however, it doesn't really matter, but let's just do something like this. And we're just basically preventing spider spawns. We're going to put a stone brick block here. Grab a comparator. And like that, put it in subtract mode. Redstone here, right? So it's going to function the same way as the repeater does, but if I take a lever and put it on top of this block like so, I don't like that. If I put it on the side of this block like so, and that'll still leave me enough room to put the roof on top, then when we hit this... No? Alright guys, I am back. I got it figured out. So what I was doing was the signal as it goes through the repeaters needs to run ultimately into the side of the comparator, and I had this reversed. So I'm an idiot. My own fault. Completely understandable. So what's going to happen is the redstone signal here, and since this is in subtract mode, it'll basically extend the entire thing, and then it'll get rid of the entire thing. And what'll happen is all of this good stuff. All right, guys, I am back, and the whole thing is all marked off and looking good. So it should all be functional. We should be getting mob spawns in there. We still need to make an AFK platform, however. Also, we are getting some drops. That's good. Not a lot of drops, but some. But we still need to make an AFK platform, because that's going to make a huge, huge difference. And we're going to want to make it up in the sky. So let me get some stuff together for that, and then I'll be right back with you. All right, guys, I am back. So what we need to do is we need to make our AFK platform. We're going to make it up in the sky, entirely out of glass, which is a transparent block, which is kind of important, or at least Nembon tells me it is. And we're basically just going to put it centered right in the middle of the farm, which would be like right here. And we know, just kidding, it would be like right here, right? That's centered, that's centered. Okay, and we know that the platform, the killing chamber, if you will, where all the hoppers are, we know that that's at Y level 10, because that's where I put it. So this AFK platform needs to be within 128 blocks spherically of that whole killing platform. So I figure we'll put this up at like Y level 125 or so. I think that's probably that gives us a little bit of wiggle room in case my math was off. What I want to do next is I'd like to grab some of this black glass. And what we're going to do is make just a really simple collection system for right now. We'll have a more complicated one in the future. But for now, we're just going to do just maybe a double chest and call it good. Except I think we need to have it in the ground. Or do we even need to do that? I don't think we do. Because we'd have hoppers that would run... Yeah. We don't actually need it in the ground right now. We'll just go like this and put stone like so with a I don't have any stone brick. Oh well, it's okay. We'll do all of that. Put you here. We'll bring this glass around like so. And then if I put a water stream right there, that should work, I think. I think that'll do the trick. But now we need to wait and see if we're actually getting any items. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to AFK here for, say... Yeah, look at that. For, say, 5 minutes. Just to kind of get an idea. We'll AFK here for like 5 minutes. Actually, no. You know what? Let's do this properly. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to AFK for about an hour up at the AFK platform. We'll put this thing to a proper test. This thing is completely empty right now. Let's give it a try. No, I have my Electron. Whatever. Let's give this thing a proper go and see how it works. All right, guys, I am back, and I figured before I realized I got up to the platform, and I'm like, you know what, this is going to be a terrible test if I don't light up the area around it. So I went ahead and I lit up a whole bunch of stuff, and now we can properly start our test. I also added a couple more double chests just in case. I don't know how crazy this farm is going to be, but let's, I need my elytra, not my chest plate. There we go. So let's get up there, and let's go ahead and start our test. All right, guys, I am back, and it has been a little bit over an hour since I started AFKing, so let's take a look and see what we have in here. Wow. That is way more than I thought it was gonna be. That's awesome. Look at all the gunpowder. I mean, we can make... Yeah, we are set. We are set for a while. This mob farm seems to work fantastically well. Now, ultimately, we will have probably actually an item sorting system here integrated with this item elevator and all that kind of stuff. We'll work it out and integrate it into the building that will be built around this farm. But this is fantastic. That's like maybe an hour and 5 minutes, and we're talking over a double chest of items. That is awesome, and they're still just coming in. Like, look at this. Just items all over the place. That is fantastic. So, I'm going to call this one a success. I'm going to call it a success. So, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up the episode right here. Huge, huge thank you to Nembon MC. Guys, if you are into technical Minecraft, if you enjoy the technical side of Minecraft and you are not subscribed to Nembon, I'm telling you, you guys are doing yourself a disservice. I'll have a link to his channel in the description. Definitely head over to his channel, give him a comment, and thank him for me. Say thank you from Wells for the help with the mob farm. Really do appreciate it. I couldn't have done this without him. So, huge thank you to him. As for me, guys, I'm out of time for this one. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.